I guess I've never fully introduced myself before, so hello. My name is Kevin Wu, who is currently a senior at Arcadia High School who will be graduating in a few weeks, a member of APN, a passionate gamer, and the host of Gotta AFK. First and foremost, I want to thank Jackie for being the co-founder of this show. Jackie was the first person who brought up this idea to me and the entire class, and I was so down for it. And from there, it just started a new chapter in our lives. I have always been passionate about gaming and esports, and having a show solely dedicated to that subject, to that genre, is amazing. I was all for it. For me, Gotta AFK is that show where I can fully express my creativity, even more so than the APM main Friday shows. I would have wild skit ideas, like the one from last week, like the Mortal Kombat one from Show 10, and I would be able to execute these ambitious ideas through Gotta AFK. I have also met so many talented and just great people throughout the podcast segment, and even a few Twitch streamers who actually kickstarted the Ace segment. So I want to thank everyone who has been sticking with me, who has supported me, and who has been with me throughout this entire journey. Look, producing a show by myself isn't easy, but it was fun. I was able to fully express my creativity and passion. So thank you. And now I'm going to pass it on to Brad.
Well, hi. Many of you probably know me already, but my name is Bradley DeMarcus Deshawn III. I am the tournament analysis and the gaming recap dude of Gotta AFK. And I'm actually the same age as Kevin, so I'll be graduating from my school, in a few weeks in June. I met Kevin back when its 5th show of Gotta AFK rolled out. We were just playing some Valorant and even watching some of the VCT Challenger stuff, and he took interest in my Valorant or just tournament analysis ability, so he recruited me to this wonderful Gotta AFK team. He also just wanted another person in the team who has the same hype energy, so I can match with him. So you know what? I was like, I'm so down for it. We match energy, we have that chemistry. I'm in. Being on Gotta AFK gave me a new perspective. It made me realize what it really feels like to be on camera. Because before doing this show, I have barely any knowledge of video production, so I was able to learn after so many shows. I was able to learn so much about video production and the subject, and I'm so glad that Kevin gave me this opportunity to express myself on this show. But yeah, I guess last show of the season. I'm going to pass it back to Kevin before I get a little bit emotional.
Thank you so much, Brad. And for one last time this season, welcome back to Gotta AFK, where we give you the insight on all esports news and our take on the current esports scene. I'm your host, as always, Kevin Wu, the speech god. And on the final episode of Gotta AFK, we'll be telling you what you should expect at VCT Reykjavík, a brief history of esports, and a podcast discussion on reflecting on our past year's gaming experience. But first, let's take a look at this season's final ace.
Wait, underneath you!
Oh, so open the sussy door! Sussy back. Oh, sussy!
I was an imposter all along.
I didn't really open the door on Helen!
Eddie, you that was my sussy moment!
Woo! It's been some time since we covered a tournament, but today it's going to be a little bit different. Instead of a recap, I'll be giving you some insights on what you should expect going into the upcoming VCT Masters 2, also called VCT Reykjavík? Reykjavík, yeah, I at Iceland, you know, a pretty weird and interesting name. Why did they choose Iceland? Nice area, but weird place, interesting location to host this. Anyways, let's get into it. 7 regions, 10 teams, battle to the last one standing. VCT Masters Stage 2, also known as VCT Reykjavík, will be taking place this upcoming Monday in Iceland. The 10 teams present are Sentinels and Version 1 from NA, Team Liquid and Fnatic from Europe, Newturn Gaming from Korea, Shark Esports and Team Viking from Brazil, Crew Esports from Latin America, Crazy Raccoon from Japan, and X10 Esports from Southeast Asia. Next, let's analyze the region's playstyles. Let's first start with Brazil. No one, and I mean no one, is as aggressive as them. They thrive on their fast-paced, aim-heavy plays and use it to crush their enemy teams. And they often even prefer to go for the double duelist meta, so they can go in and obliterate their opponents. On the other hand, the EU region loves to play the game slow and steady. They are like your typical masterminds, the big brains, planning everything out before ensuring their victories. And that is why you sometimes only see one or even no duelists in the EU composition, because they rely more on utilities, thus using more controllers and sentinels for the team comp will be better for them. As for NA is like in between. You know, we love to switch it up, and we even love to often like combine the two playstyles into one. I mean, dude, just look at Shazam and Tans. Totally not fanboying here, yeah. So those were the 3 main playstyles that different regions may have, and the other lesser known ones also take on these type of gameplays as well. Now let's look at what we should expect at VCT Reykjavík. EU and NA has had perhaps the longest rivalry when it comes to esports, and seeing them going head to head is going to be such an amazing experience, especially in Valorant, as they could have totally different playstyles. Another region I want to mention is Korea. Though not as popular, they do have an advantage that most of the other regions don't have. low ping rate. South Korea perhaps has one of the best internet in the entire world, thus, when they come up against some of the other regions, they could potentially outplay them using the zero delay gameplay. Ping div, I guess. Japan is also one that could perhaps use their low ping rate to their advantages, as they are in the same proximity as Korea, though they do lack versatility when it comes to agents. I'm hoping they are hiding some secret picks from us, or they're just one tricks of their own agents, which could be very good but also very bad. Other regions that were not mentioned don't have much international representation nor any info on them. I'm hoping to see them being the dark horses of this tournament, cause your boy always gets hyped when the underdog teams rise to the top, which could spice up the entire tournament. Woo!
All in all, very excited going into this tournament, this upcoming VCT. Even more excited than from the last VCT Master 1. You know, they're playing in a different region and they're playing against different regions too. You know, different play styles all around. So very hyped for this tournament, that this upcoming VCT Reykjavík. You know, one question for you guys: who are you all like rooting for? For me personally, totally not fanboying here, Sentinels. You know, I just love that team, and it's not even because of tens. It's because of like the versatility of agents and stuff. They play on different maps and all. So, you know, like going to this tournament, I feel like they are going to perform really well. So let's go NA, let's claim that throne. And that is all I have for today. Thank you guys so much. This has been Bradley DeMarcus Deshawn III. Let's pass it back to Kevin for a brief history of esports. Woo! Nowadays, esports is rising in popularity as more and more people are starting to recognize this genre. But what was the start of this global phenomenon? Well, I'm here to give you the history of esports.
The year was 1972. Students from the prestigious University Stanford has gathered to compete in a video game competition. The game was Space Wars, and players competed against each other to see who had the highest scores. And the winner? Well, the winner gets a year-long subscription to the Rolling Stone magazine. Exciting. And this marked the first ever esports tournament. But this genre started getting more attention in the 1980s, where the prime of early video game development was taking place. In 1981, Atari hosted their own Space Invaders Championship, which attracted more than 10,000 people to compete, and was credited as the first major esports tournament. Video gaming would continue to evolve throughout the 1980s as more and more epic gamers take major interest in this genre. Then in 1991, gaming went on a whole nother level. With the release of Street Fighters, gaming was no longer just taking turns and competing for high scores. It was the start of the multiplayer era. Street Fighters has shown us how we could play video games with friends. Fascinating. Fast forward to 1996, we got the now famous Evolution Championship Series, now known as EVO, which hosted games such as Street Fighters Alpha 2. Then the release of Quake took the world by storm, the first game connected to an online server, where players could interact and play with people online. Just a year later, Red Annihilation was hosted for the game Quake as the first online gaming tournament ever. This eventually led to the tournament taking place IRL for the 16 finalists. The spectators could watch this competition at the comfort of their homes online. What's even more surprising is that the winner of the tournament, Dennis Thresh Fong, was rewarded with Quake developers' personal Ferrari. Man, I wish I was good with video games and win some exotic cars from the developers, bruh. So the 1990s was the golden age of gaming and esports, but it doesn't stop here. With the 2000s coming in, more and more competitive video games started to be released. Games such as Counter-Strike Global Offense, Halo, and Super Smash Bros., which eventually led to the creation of the MLG. being an esports professional is now becoming more of a reality than a wild dream. Then in 2011, Twitch was made and slowly started the streaming era, where the idea of you don't need to become a pro gamer to show off your gaming career. You can go on Twitch and stream your amazing gameplays while still making money. Also, twitch.tv/the.woo. Please follow. I'm gonna try to stream again soon, so give me a follow. Yeah, please. Yeah. And now, the state of esports in 2021. It's huge. It's now one of those things that so many people talk about. Huge game developing corporations such as Riot literally drops millions of dollars on esports tournaments. I'm glad that I am able to see some of the evolution of esports and hope it continues to grow across the globe. This has been Kevin, and this was the history of esports. Whew, we made it. The last Gotta AFK podcast. I've invited a few of my closest friends actually, to hop on this podcast. So, what up, Andrew? What up, Andy? What up, Ethan? Say hi to everyone.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Everybody.
All right, so for the final podcast of Gotta AFK, we're going to give a reflection on our gaming experience from the past year, actually. So, without wasting any time, let's move right into it. So, Andrew Liu, actually, Andy Lulu, we have two Andrews here. So, Andrew, how was your gaming experience from, this past year?
All right. I would say my gaming experience has definitely been very wild. Especially because I transitioned from Dota 2 to League of Legends. Learning the ropes, how to fit in with everyone else playing League of Legends because no one else played Dota in the entire school. But I would say it was nice being able to play a game where your friends would actually play with you, and
right.
And I think it led to me bonding with my gamer friends even more closely, and I think for League of Legends, how my rank climb has been, I would say, in the beginning of the year, it went really fast. I got to gold in my first 2 months of rank, and then it took me about 6 months to reach platinum, and then now I'm back to gold because I think I'm just bad. But
look, man, it's just the crappy rank system that Retail Games put out, man. It's not your fault. You should be at least Grandmaster right here, but Retail Games, they like to just cap people down there, so they have those famous people up there. Dude, come on, Retail.
I get plus 10 LP a game. It's doomed.
Look, man, honestly, matchmaking system is very, very bad. Do you solo or do you duo usually?
Do you think I duo? No.
Hey, look, man, you need to duo, because every time I duo with somebody, I win. Every time I play solo, I can't carry my team because they're I can't say that word on a podcast, but look, man, if you can go 20-0 as a champion and still not be able to carry, that means that your team is I can't say that word either, but you get what I mean by that.
It's all about the communication is what he's saying.
Dude. See, look, here's my philosophy, okay? If I am playing a game and I'm 20-0 and I can't win the game, I put that blame on me. I try to find a way to improve, because if you're duo climbing and you reach the diamond and then you start solo queuing because you think you're the greatest player of all time now, you're gonna drop back down all the way to gold because right. your elo is inflated, and now you're just kind of stuck in this, oh, my team sucks, I can't get out of gold again.
Yeah, it's like when that ego kicks in, then you're screwed, you're like.
But you don't understand. I'm playing an iron elo, my friend.
Oh,
I haven't touched rank in over a year.
No.
Okay.
I always when I play League, most of the dudes on the servers I'm in, they're either college or they're 30 years old or something. So I'm playing with these guys are average MMR, approximately silver or goldish, right? So I'm constantly playing with these guys, and I'm might be a good time to try climbing rank again. And I'm oh snap, I'm in Iron 4, gotta start climbing. 2 seconds later, I have a 1-7 Viego thinking that he could like 1v1 at 8-0 Alawi. I'm like, man, you're useless. Just farm, please stop inting. And we lose the game because of that. It's a very fun time in Iron.
I'm just gonna rant just briefly about jungle nowadays. I feel like the people in jungle nowadays, their ego are like, sheesh, like that high. It's like they think they can gank you and that they keep pinging. It's like go, right? We go in and they're like, oh no, I can't do this. They go out and like, you just left the lane to me to die, and it's just like, and you told me to like engage, and you just like you just left like. And then you're all like, dude, why don't you go in? It's just League of Legends.
They literally think their macro is the best.
Right.
In the minds of a jungler, doing Gromp is more important than getting a double kill bot. That's how the jungle minds work. It's truly a world phenomenon.
They're like the sometimes like the true support that goes to the all link just to support, like support the team and get the jungle items and get the dragon and get the Baron Ashes and stuff. But enough about League. Ethan, I know you don't play League much. How was your gaming experience like overall? I know you played a lot of Valorant like a couple months back and stuff with me and the homies too, so how was your experience?
Okay, well, starting off from like the school year, I think beginning of summer, I tried to get into League. I just couldn't get into it. My friends tried to get me into League. I just couldn't like get.
Are you just like not the MOBA games type of guy?
No, I think it just got a little more repetitive for me. I like games that are like very variant. That's like games like tend to fly by for me. But over the past year, like I think I definitely explored a lot of games and definitely retouched on a few old games too. I think I started a Twitch channel back in like this January or something. That really like sparked me to try out more games and all that. I think I played like a few some Valorant, went back on Minecraft, even tried out Rust and like Phasmophobia. Good times pushing you out into the hallway and leaving you for the ghost.
I think at the end of this show, I'm gonna show a clip to you guys of Ethan just like pooping his pants
There's so many clips of me like pooping my pants on stream.
I know.
Because of the ghost.
I know.
And but like Rust was fine. Very hard to get by though. Like people are very violent there. Minecraft all of a sudden became like a roided monster. That one guy who goes to the gym and he's like very scary. Like it's probably because he takes steroids. That's Minecraft now,
Yeah,
taking over.
It started off as this little scrawny innocent kid that you would always love to hang around with.
20 years later, he comes back as an old man.
But now I don't want to be affiliated with him.
You're right.
Like that thing has like monsters that the developers just pulled out of their butt. Like. I don't know where they got these ideas from, but and Valorant, yeah, for sure. I haven't hopped on that game in a long time. Definitely missing the grind though. I'm missing that feeling of hopping on late night with your friends and just like playing till like the sun rises or whatever. So I'm planning on hopping on pretty soon.
Hey yo, let's go.
Yeah, but then then again, I do also suck.
Look,
so.
This is my philosophy now for gaming. Okay, I feel like for all games, you just hop on to have fun. All right, it doesn't matter if you can't get any kills or anything, right? Like not getting the best gear or the best loot. As long as you're having fun with your friends, it doesn't matter your bottom frag. I bottom frag all the time.
Exactly.
And I'm like okay. Random teammates be like, you bottom frag, shut up. They being all toxic and all that. I'm like, chill. I don't care. I'm bottom frag. I'm having fun with my friends here.
It's only just game. Why you have to be mad?
You are not I feel like these people, they're not having fun and they're like trying to put that anger out on you, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna just brush it off. I'm gonna I'm in my own world. I'm like having my own receiving my own like dopamine, of that hour.
That's why we stick to unranked and unranked only.
Well,
See, honestly, I think like that's one of the reasons that like people like tend to like Valorant a lot more. Like even if you're bottom fragging, you can still be just as useful as someone who's like top fragging, right? In League, if you are 0-7, you are useless. Like does not matter who you are useless if you are 0-7 and you just kind of can't enjoy the game anymore. So I think like I don't really play Valorant, I play more League, but I do see why people seem to like Valorant a lot. You can be useful no matter how you're doing.
It's kind of just like, you know, Valorant is like technically like the same exact game as CSGO, but with abilities and stuff, right? It's the same thing with CSGO. Every single round, it could be different, and every single round is like start afresh, right? Start anew. For League of Legends, it's like you start bad, and then in mid game you're still like you're still going down, like, and the enemies are just like snowballing. You have like a 10-0 Cho'Gath coming at you. Oh, you're screwed. It's huge boy just coming at you, right? But like for some of the FPS game like CS:GO and Valorant, obviously, like you said, is like, you know, every single round is like you start anew, you buy all your abilities, you buy a new gun or whatever, you can still be useful. It doesn't matter what you like, which placement you are at, right?
That's the thing I like about those games, you know, like when I played League, like you start off bad, you're gonna be bad. But for like FPS games, all those like very like in-person games, like I mess with those a lot, you know, like you can like, it's just more active, you know. I need something a little more active and less repetitive, you know. There's so many things that can happen when you're like playing FPS and all that, but whenever you're messing around with League, it's like
Farming.
Yeah, it's all the same,
team
and it's
fight.
so slow paced too. Like I don't know what it was about it, but I just couldn't.
Right. Yeah.
I couldn't get along with it.
Speaking of like hyper activities and stuff, Andy, I know you've played like, you know, a few, I think, adventure game, including like the most recent like Valheim. Tell me about your experience on there.
Oh, I actually really enjoy Valheim. I think like Valheim is on par with games like Minecraft or Terraria, where like it's very good, because not only do you have to figure out like what you want to do, but also you can like be useful to your group of friends no matter what you choose to do, right? There's like multiple different classes of weapons, and even if you want to like, you don't want to fight at all, you just want to farm carrots all day and just make beet stew, like that's actually a viable thing for you to do. Like food is a very big necessity in Valheim. So I think one of the things that I really liked about Valheim is no matter what you want to be or like what playstyle you have, there's something that's going to fit you. Otherwise, I mean, honestly, I would not recommend playing it single player because it can get a little spooky at times, especially when you're exploring things like the swamps or something like that. But I think one of the greatest experiences is when you and a bunch of friends get together, hop on Valheim, and then you try to go sailing, and you just get one shot by a sea serpent. That's a great experience. You're all gonna int and blame each other. You're all gonna flame, but it's a great experience. I highly recommend everyone check out Valheim.
Is it like Genshin Impact or something?
It's more like Minecraft. It's more survival.
I don't play Genshin. I think the closest thing is like you know how in Minecraft you can control your camera, or like you can look from like above your character.
Yeah.
I think like that's the closest thing I would draw to it.
Third-person survival game, you know.
Yeah.
A little more realism where you have to get certain items to. It's just kind of like just like Minecraft, you know. Adventure. You reach out. You have a lot of bosses to fight. Currently, there's like, you know, 5. It's still 5, right? Yeah. And it's still in the early access stage, which is, you know, impressive, very impressive. So it's like, you know, it's like that it's kind of like that typical adventure game with a different, like, I guess, story and mythology behind it and stuff. And speaking of like adventures game and stuff, I'm gonna talk about my gaming experience. It's kind of like a roller coaster ride. Like I'm gonna go back all the way to, I guess, okay, I started playing League when I was like 8th grade, but like I stopped because, like Ethan says, like, oh, this is such slow paced, I just don't like it. I was more into like either adventure games or like FPS games back then. And then back in like 2019, late 2019, I started playing League again up until the ALC tournament. You still remember that, Andalulu?
Yeah.
That's like the peak. That's like last March, the peak of my, I guess, League of Legends grind. I was like addicted because all my friends were playing it. Valorant was not out yet. Apex was kind of not that popular. Like it declined at that time. So kind of League of Legends was kind of like just a thing at that time. And then throughout summer, I played more League, and then I heard about Valorant, and I played with all my homies like in the beta stage. And it's like, right now we're all like flexing. Yo, I played in beta, but you know I'm still bottom fragging, so it doesn't matter if you played in beta or you started like yesterday, right? It's like as long as you're having fun, right? And then like after summer, it was kind of just like variety games for me, like everything. I tried out like literally everything. I tried out Valheim. I played Minecraft again. I played Terraria. Some of the other like survival games. I played.
Wait, you played Terraria?
I did. I did play a little bit. It was like in like the October and stuff. When did the last Journey come out or something?
Journey's End came out, I think, in like the summer of this, like the summertime.
Right. I played like a few months after that because I heard the news late, and I was like, okay, I used to grind Terraria when I was like in study hall. I would grind Terraria on my phone, and like I would have like top tier gears and stuff and go end game. And then I heard about Journey's End, and I started grinding it again in master mode with some of my friends.
Oh god, master mode.
Oh no, yeah. You should see how many gravestones are there.
I love playing Terraria. Like, I actually finished master mode like on a solo server, and then I was like, let's make things more painful. So then I went into like modded Terraria, and holy cow, modded Terraria is so fun, but it's also so painful at the same time. Like, have you heard of Fargo Souls? Okay, so what like the community considers to be like the hardest mod for Terraria is called Fargo Souls Eternity mod. So like, you know how Aya Cthulhu just dashes at you a couple times and that's it, right?
Right.
So in Fargo Souls, Aya Cthulhu has more health, has more damage, he teleports, he shoots like 18 scythes per dash, and he has a phase where he dashes like 8 times within a second. So you're having a lot of fun. Yeah, you're having a lot of fun. Remember, no dashes, no mobility. You're just running around like chucking grenades, trying not to get killed. It's a very fun time. It's very painful, but it's fun.
Dude, I'm
Cthulhu's like the first boss.
No, like yeah,
it only gets
like,
worse.
It just gets worse. Yeah, I'll definitely check modded Terraria like out, bro. Like, and then when I do, yeah, I'll hit you up and we should all play. But
I would love that. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. So like going back to my gaming experience after like Terraria, I think I grinded a lot of Valorant with my friends, especially like the battle pass and stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't get like the last one from the last act with the Karambit. I really like that Karambit, but I'm so mad I didn't play at that time. I started taking a break during that time, and yeah, I think for the first semester, I kind of like went like in between Valorant and League, just Riot Games stuff, even a little bit of Legend of Runeterra. And then like early January and February and stuff, I played Phasmophobia with Ethan for the couple months, and
thanks for being an amazing human sacrifice.
Dude, I'm literally the first time I ever played it, it was like one. And then it was like, all right, I'm gonna play one game and go. And then I was the first one to die. Man, Ethan and what's it called? Ethan
Anson.
and
I bought the
Anson,
game for you and Anson too.
Ethan and Anson went down the basement, closed the door. I'm like, I hear him behind me. They're like, see ya. And I'm like, and I went into this room with like bodies and this dude with a huge axe. And like, and then my mom's like, what you doing, son? I'm like, horror game. But it's like, but it's like honestly a lot of laughs out of the guy. I think horror games with friends is like the funniest experience you will ever have. Like literally we are all pooping and pissing our pants and trying to survive from this monster. Or like as for Phasmophobia, you're trying to discover what type of monster it is, right? But it's like it was a really fun like a few months. We should definitely play again, honestly.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It was. I still remember that time. Like we closed the door on him, and then he started screaming. We opened up the door. His body was just laying on the
I know
ground.
my
Poor
body.
guy.
Yeah, that was the first game. I was screaming, and then they're like, "Oh, see you, Kevin. You'll be our sacrifice, basically."
Mhm.
And then when they come out, they're like, oh, "That's his body." I'm like, "Dude, I'm a ghost now. Can I hunt
so-
you, bro? I'm a twist your hair, bro."
So we dropped the notebook down with him, and we were like, "Hey, man, just call his name out," and then we left.
But I think like out of all the games that we played, I was the one who was literally like taking the charge in the front too.
Oh, this guy is always the guy we push up to the front. You're always the guy everyone pushes up to the front.
Yeah, no, because like I don't have I'm not like genuinely like scared of ghosts. I just don't like jump scares. That's all.
I'm
But
afraid of ghosts.
yeah, I'm not like when I see the ghost, I'm like, okay, that's just a monster. I just don't like surprise like sudden jump scares, right? That's why I like and I don't like FNAF. When I look at the FNAF art and like the monsters, I'm like, I'm not scared of dolls or anything. But when they like pop up out of nowhere, it's like, oh crap, like that it's kind of that mentality for me. So I'm like, it's like I'm always taking the charge in front because like I'm genuinely not scared of seeing them. I'm just like I'm scared that they're just gonna pop up behind you and they're like, "Yo, what up, homie?" and then you're dead, right?
Yeah, I definitely, I'm still definitely afraid of ghosts. I'm a little bit of a scaredy cat. I still remember. I think the first time I ever got like killed by one of the ghosts in Faz, like it was on stream. I don't know if you were watching, but like the guy like showed up and he started walking towards me. I threw down my headset and I started walking away, and then I saw the eyes. I saw the hands like coming from the edge of the screen, and you could just see me like this on stream, like.
Dude, you don't know how many times this guy threw down his headphone. Like I could hear it from the mic. He threw his headphone across like the table, and he just ran, or just like
I leaned back on my chair and I went, and I started walking away, but I still got killed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, for all the gamers out there, I definitely recommend like just any horror game with your friends, even the free ones, or even Roblox horror games. These are
Games are all fun with your friends. Like,
I know, yeah, exactly. So I'm like,
better.
yeah, but yeah, like speaking of horror games, Roblox horror games are scary. Oh my goodness.
I've never actually played any of them before,
my
but I know they're scary.
Dude, like it's because the texture designs are so kind of like out of place and wacky. It makes them like Resident Evil level.
Wait, speaking of Resident Evil, have you guys seen Village?
I have.
I've watched
Lady
a few clips,
Demetress.
yeah.
Oh,
What, you simping for her?
I've seen Village. I think it's a fantastic game. I would never play it because I don't do well with horror. Like I would suck at Phasmophobia because I just can't handle it. What I do is
Let me buy you Phasmophobia. Let's play Phasmophobia.
I go on YouTube and I watch the cutscenes. That's what I do. And I'm like, oh, that's a story arc. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's
that's a story when he's on his bed. No, I don't want to know about this story. Please, mom.
Look, man, I don't do well with horror.
I've played actually like the first few hours of Village. When I went to my cousin's house. He bought Village because he loves horror games and stuff. So it was like I played a little bit. I would say Resident Evil 7 is better because so Village focuses more on the gunplay and stuff, because there's also like once you finish the game, there's also a game mode where it's kind of like a COD zombie game mode. It's like a survival, right, where you kill as many monsters as you can. But as for Biohazard, I think it was Biohazard, so Resident 7, that's like genuine horror right there. Like there's more horror in the last game than Village. So if you're like, for everyone who's like more into just jump scares and like more scary and horror stuff, I would recommend like Resident Evil 7. But if you're more into like shooting, killing bosses and stuff that are still related to the Resident Evil franchise, then definitely Resident Evil 8 would like click with you. And a lot of streamers are simping for Lady Demetress.
Oh no. We don't. We that's we don't talk about that.
It's just weird. It's just weird
It's
culture.
really weird. It's really weird.
It's a vampire.
People will find anything to simp for nowadays.
It's a little bit weird, but
And she's not bad. I mean, like
Andrew.
Andrew?
No.
No.
Bad.
Hello. Okay, so
We need a water gun. Just.
Andrew turned off his camera. Man's just gone.
Bye, Andrew.
Nah, but like I think, yeah. I digress. We went a little bit off topic, but like after Phasmophobia and stuff, I think I played a little bit Valheim, and I recently started playing Mortal Kombat a little bit after seeing the movie. Okay, the movie sucks.
Yeah.
Cinematography, poo poo. Or for most of it, for maybe for one scene was but it's like character development zero. Ko Young, who is he? Just a whole lot of throwing things at you, right? And they keep teasing the tournament, no tournament.
Really?
It's honestly it's
Waste
pretty-
of time.
Yeah, it was a waste of time. But I've always been wanting to going back into like Mortal Kombat, like the game. The game is genuinely fun. I love like Street Fighter, these fighting games. So I'm like, so that's when I bought Mortal Kombat for my PC, and I started playing again. And recently, it's my shout out to Brian Tam. It was his birthday on Saturday, so it was like happy birthday, Brian. I hope you like your gift, which I bought him Mortal Kombat so we can, it got boring playing alone. So I'm gonna try to, 1v1 him. It's always fun, it's kind of like that 90s arcade vibe. Honestly, it's like where you're playing this fighting game 1v1 with your friends. But Mortal Kombat obviously has more stuff to it. But recently I started playing Mortal Kombat, and now I'm back into Valorant grind again. Tonight I'm gonna grind some comp. Currently Silver 3, almost gone. Rito just doesn't want me to get there, but if anyone want to play with me, I'll put the addy in the link. Besides Ethan, I'll put that.
Hey, look, I can. If we play Valorant together, I can carry you, but I'm carrying you back to wood. Okay, it's a different kind of carry.
Look.
The four of us, Valorant.
Dude, I don't play Valorant, bro. I'm
Three of us, Valorant.
Come on, Andrew. Come on.
Andrew,
Dude, I literally
Watch.
CS:GO is just a better game. If I want to play an FPS game, I play CS:GO, or I play
You wanna play
PUBG.
CS?
I'd
Let's
rather
go.
even play PUBG, dude, or
Down for
Apex.
CS2.
I'm down for CS because like
I'm always
recently
down for CS.
okay, I don't know what it is, but it's like I played a little bit of CS today, and then I was like just in deathmatch. Bless you. I was just in deathmatch, just like opping, right? I kept opping people, and then went into Valorant. Sheesh, like I treated okay. For me, I don't know what it is, but the operator in Valorant feels heavier than the op
Super heavy.
in CS:GO. So when I hold the op, I feel like my movement is like slower than how I would like. For me, Marshall. The reason I'm okay with Marshall much better than op is because I treat the Marshall more of op than like the SG Scout in CS:GO. Like, in CS:GO, I can flick so fast with the op and hitting my shots and stuff. In Valorant, like that's the same with Marshall. I feel like, right? But today I put that CS:GO op mentality onto the Valorant operator, and I was just hitting all my shots. I'm like, okay, it's literally just my brain screwing with me. It's literally just that mentality. It's the same thing, but that texture just messes with you, I guess.
Yeah, it just looks heavier on the screen.
I know exactly. Like
A lot
the
bigger.
yeah, I know. Like the op in CS:GO is literally the size of a Marshall in Valorant. And then in Valorant, the operator is like those Arctic snipers where you get from like those sniper movies or Hitman games, like huge. It's
The
like,
funny thing is, like, I was playing like Valorant, I think like a couple months ago, and then there was like one last person alive. I think it was like a Sage with an op, and then the Sage was hiding behind a corner. The issue was the operator is so long that we were like, wait a second, that's not supposed to be there. I was like, oh, I feel like the operator, like they need they need to shrink that model. Like I get it's supposed to be like this big, powerful sniper gun, but the model is just too big for me. It's just kind of weird.
Hey, advantage for your team. You saw the enemy before they saw you, so you just what's called wide peek them and poof, they're dead. But yeah, right now I'm going back on the Valorant grind. You know, if anyone want to play with me, hit me up. You know, but yeah, you know, cause recently I got the new battle pass. I like the knife. It's kind of like a what are the samurais samurais, they have the katana, the long blade, right? What I don't know what is that short blade they have.
Kunai? Is it kunai?
Kunai is like the spearhead kind of. But you know the short blade, some of people like they I guess they commit seppuku with.
Wakizashi?
I think so, but you know how samurais, they usually carry the katana and they also carry a short blade.
Yeah,
Like,
That's the one they used to kill themselves.
yes, but
okay, that's an interesting detail.
but
It's a fact.
But as for what's it called, scorpion or okay, actually a lot of people just combo it with it, but it's really hard. But yeah, it's kind of like that size, but it looks more like a katana. That's why I kind of like I dig the knife from this battle pass, so I got it. That's why I kind of need to grind it too. But yeah, you know. Anyways, I know I've talked a little bit too much about my gaming experience, but I think, you know, with that being said, I hope everyone had a great year. I hope everyone had a great time on this podcast. I mean, you guys were probably the most invited guests on this podcast, and I'm so grateful. You know, it's a lot of people, they might want to do this, but they don't like being on camera, you know, and they don't like being shown in the public in front of people. But for you guys are the G's, you know. You guys are kind of like, you know, online personalities and stuff, and you guys are not shy to talk about your experience, about stuff, your opinion, your perspective about gaming related stuff and everything else. So thank you guys so much. We ended off Gotta AFK with a bang, everyone. So you know,
Yes.
Does anyone have anything additional to add before we officially end Gotta AFK podcast for season 1?
I spent $10 on a league skin.
You're banned.
Yeah, I think I should just leave, honestly.
Don't worry, I spent a few $100.
I spent money.
Oh no, it's even worse.
It's just like confessions. All right, here, I got you. I spent money on a Valorant gift card, on a Valorant
no.
battle pass, and I never completed it.
Oh no, that's
I might as
the
well
worst.
give a confession too. You guys know the new Arcane Azera skin?
Oh, that actually looks good.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I was very, very tempted to ask my broke college friends to buy me Arcane Azera. It was a very bad move, but I was very, very tempted.
But yeah, that's the first skin they show his face, I feel like, right?
Mhm.
Like actual human face, not kind of like a helmet or whatever.
I'm a Xerath, the one-trick pony. I can play Xerath and Garrett. That's the only two champions I can play. So when they released a skin for Xerath and they buffed him, I was like, oh my god,
Dude,
Riot knows Xerath exists.
I don't know why. When I first saw the skin, I was like, that looks cool. That's a perfect skin for Andy. Literally, that's my second thought. And I'm like, yeah. You know,
Yeah, look, I'm gonna ask a friend to get that for my birthday. That's a good-looking skin, baby. I want to play with that.
bet, dude. When's your birthday?
Christmas Eve.
Ooh, oh really? Dude, that's a good birthday. Yeah. Ethan, you got anything to add to end of the podcast, kind of?
Thank you everyone for watching. You know, I suck at every game that I've ever touched. As much money as I can spend on it. I may look cool, but I cannot amount to anything higher than a second to bottom frag.
Look, man.
If anyone wants to send me money, my Twitch is open for subs.
Okay, now we're plugging ourselves. Now that is a little
End podcast.
No, but no. Okay, yeah. Going back to that, you know, and the end note, the philosophy, the final point that I want to get out to you guys. Like I said, playing games is to have fun. It doesn't matter competitive or not. Playing with your friends, you're supposed to have fun. If you're playing something, or you know, just doing anything that you're not feeling joy or feeling good about why are you doing it, right? We play games just to have fun with our friends. We might lose some comp games, we might win some comp games, but what do we get out of that? Digital numbers and enjoyment with your friends. A lot of, especially in quarantine, a lot of socialization are coming from game. You see, so many people are bonding actually through Valorant and stuff. It's not because they might not be like a gamer at first, but they went into Valorant because their friends are in Valorant. They just want to socialize on Discord, right? And so at the end of the day, play games. You play games because you want to have fun, so do that. Don't worry about bottom fragging. Don't worry about not helping your team. Think about the memories you're making playing games. Think about the experience you're having, right? Like, you might accidentally screw up a lineup or something that accidentally kills your teammate. We all laugh about it. You might get flamed, but that is like that fun memory you get that you're just gonna look back on, right? Hopefully. I know Ethan's making a little bit of frowny face. It's like, I messed up too much. I gotta kill my entire squad and got an ace.
Yup.
But yeah, I know I'm repeating myself, but at the end of the day, you play games just to have fun. And that concludes today's podcast. Thank you, every single one of you who has, supported me, and just everyone who has been watching Gotta AFK and sticking all the way to the end of these podcasts. I feel like these podcasts are, somewhat helpful in a way. We bring out a lot of ideas through these throughout these podcasts, and I've met so many great people like you guys during these podcasts. So thank you all again. Thank you to the viewers, and thank you to the guest. And now, signing off, this is the last final podcast for Gotta AFK. Thank you all so much. So yeah, everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
징조 사사기.
Thank you, Andy, Andrew, and Ethan for hopping on the podcast for one last time. You guys really ended off the show with a bang. And that is all we have for the final episode of Gotta AFK. Thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this show. And be sure to check out the AFK Show, which airs every Friday at 1 p.m., where we discuss about non-esports news, the local, national, international current events. Wow, it's really the end of Season 1 Gotta AFK. I don't know, filming this right now, I still can't believe this. It might seem like it's only show 11, but it's been a very, very long journey, a fun one too. So I just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my family, my friends, the crew, and every person who has supported me throughout this entire wild of a journey. So, like I said before, words really cannot describe my gratitude, but all I can say is thank you. I hope you guys have an amazing summer and upcoming year. I mean, with the COVID numbers dropping and vaccines handing out fastly, who knows what will happen this summer? Maybe there are gonna be more or reopened gaming events and tournaments and stuff like live. Maybe even at the end of the year, maybe even live, fully live worlds again, for League of Legends worlds again. I'm super hyped for that if that happens. And, more tournaments too. And this summer, there's also online gaming events and even the new stuff that's coming out, the new games, upcoming DLCs for games, and upcoming updates for games like the Valorant new episode, and even like the new League of Legends stuff that's gonna come out, this new skin line. Oh, speaking of skin line, Project Silas, ooh, looks so sick. I might even get that, I might grind for that. So grind your games during this summer, everyone. Have an amazing summer. That's what I'm saying. And lastly, I just want to say thank you again. I know I've been saying thank you this entire outro, this entire show basically I've been saying thank you, but I just can't help myself. I just want to thank you all. And now, for the one last time again, I the speech god, the host of Gotta AFK, Kiwi, Valorant username that I cannot say on this show because it might get canceled. But you get the point. My name is Kevin Wu, and you know my label, Speech God. Yeah, I know I'm being repetitive now. Keep up the positive vibes. You know, stay safe, stay strong, and keep up the positive vibes. Keep up that Mamba mentality. I know I'm dragging this outro a little bit, but I just want to say thank you one last time. And now, I really gotta go AFK.
I'm not good at escape rooms at all.
Have
Hey yo,
fun, have
George
fun.
Clooney. I mean, what's his name? Oh! He's coming for me! I saw a shadow! Let me through! Help! Help!